there comes a time in a man, like everybody just don't get it though. Well, it's time to be a man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your foolish ways to the side. Like you gotta start if you want something out of life, you gotta make something happen. You can't keep the same repeated pattern. Cause that only leads, if you're doing something and you keep the same thing keep happening, you gotta switch the pattern. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like me, I always just told myself, I gotta be better than yesterday. I gotta do something better than what I did yesterday. Every day I tell them all the time, you can't wake up without a plan. You gotta have a plan for that day or for whatever days, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You wake up, you ain't got no plan, you out there doing something stupid. So like I just trained myself to stop, like it's really like a training thing, like, cause all the negative, you gotta untrain your thoughts and retrain them for the right things, you get what I'm saying? So I ain't too much, and once I got all that negative around, I stopped like dealing with certain people. I had to. It's all love, but you gotta distance yourself from certain people in order to continue moving forward. Mm-hmm. Some people will hinder your blessings, you feel me? Once you realize that, you can keep moving.
Welcome world, welcome family to another episode of the EL2A Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Gilmore Jr. To the right of me, we got Mr. Military Man, Mr. Miles McConical. How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling pretty good.
Love to hear it, love to hear it. To the right of him, we got the Rocket, highest 7 hills, Mr. E-Rock. How you feeling today, bro?
Feeling pretty good, my guy.
I love it. To the right of him, we got a very, very special guest, man, Mr. Durrell Tolbert, Mr. Peezy, Bounce and Slide. How you feeling today, bro?
Everything.
Yeah, man, I love it. I appreciate you being here today, man.
How you doing?
I'm gonna tell you.
How you doing?
Man, thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. It means a lot, man. When somebody asks me how I'm doing, bro, I'm doing great, bro.
We're working on
great.
something.
You here? Let me tell you why I'm doing great, bro. You hear a black man. First of all, you're a successful black man on the stage, bro. It does my heart great to see a black man winning, bro. You get what I'm saying? Well, anybody winning. Let me say that. But it doubles down when it's a black man. You get what I'm saying? And we're gonna dig into your story. And I love folks that overcome. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that success story. Like I went through this, but that ain't stopped me, and I got here. You get what I'm saying? I love them type of stories because the world needs that. There's so many folks going through stuff. You get what I'm saying? That's what life is about. There's stuff going on, everybody. But when they in their stuff, they can't see the light. You get what I'm saying? But to see somebody that broke through, that can give people hope, that inspiration. And that's what we're here to do today, bro.
Yes, sir.
You get what I'm saying? Inspire the people. So definitely appreciate you being here. I already know you about to bring all the people watching. So man, hey, all y'all that's here, making sure you like, subscribe, and comment, all right? So I know y'all here for him. But again, show your boy some love. You get what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and comment. You know this page, we got a whole bunch of great guests that come on. Here we'll be giving that game, that guidance, attention, motivation, and education every Thursday. You can come right here every Thursday. I know most folk, what you like to do, you like to be entertained. So you run the entertainment because it makes you feel good. But when you come here, you're gonna get that education, man. You're gonna entertain you too, but we're gonna give you the education for you to grow. All right, but back to our guest, man. All right, you're here for a reason, man. A great story. I wanna start here. If you 3 words to describe yourself, what would those 3 words be and why?
Oh man, caught me off guard on that one.
Yeah, you good. Just think about it. 3 words. So 3 words. If you
confident, that's definitely a big
confident,
one.
okay.
Confident in everything I do.
Okay.
Responsible. I take responsibility for all my actions.
I like that.
And, you know, the next one. Nah, because I never really got asked that question before, but that's a great question.
Yeah. And I like the way you spit that. So one thing we do, man, even thinking about self-discovery, I don't know if you ever even heard, think when you think about self-discovery. So the work that we do is built off self-discovery. There's 2 things I always say: asking the person to figure out who I am and where I'm going. A lot of young people, we may ask them that question. When young boys come within our organization, when I'm talking about Cut Different, when they come within the organization, we sit in front of them and ask them what they want to be and who are you. And some of them, you will look at somebody, if I ask you who you are, and you just be like, get the scratch in their head, like, bro, you've been you all your life. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't know who you are. You should be able to describe yourself. Exactly. And it's even important, even that what you just said, you never been asked that question. Yeah. So that's even you get what I'm saying? So you 35 years old and you saying, man, I ain't never been asked that question. That's what we got to ask. But you've been asked, do you want to be a football player? Do you want to be? They done told you all these different things, but nobody sat down and asked you to just describe yourself, man. Self-discovery is a big part. Everybody should do, especially black men, in the black community, man. We got to do a better job of sitting down with ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Because everything starts inner. You get what I'm saying? It starts inner. Then you deal with yourself, and then you're able to deal with the world.
Oh, yeah.
Most people struggling with themselves. That's why they going out into the world and causing chaos.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna think about that. I need that third one before we end.
All right, before we end, I make sure I get that third one for you.
But nah, man, to get into it, man, I definitely want to jump into your story, bro. Growing up, I knew you grew up, and we always want to start from the beginning to get to where you are now, because that's the foundation to who you are. I know you was raised by your grandmother, and a lot of us, we can think about it. You know, I had moms and pops in the house, but I remember them days at grandma's house with all my cousins. We built forts, we making it happen, and those were fundamental to my growth. How it was having starting fire, doing everything. How was it being raised by grandma?
So I was raised actually by my mother and my grandmother.
Okay.
So my mom, she moved in to help my grandma with my mom's kids and my aunt's kids. Aunt was in the streets at the time, so my grandma took over custody for them. So we was raised basically as all brothers and sisters. And sometimes I have another auntie, fall down on hard times, and her kids will come live over there too. So at one point, it was 13 of us living in grandma's house. So it was always basically, we was cousins, but we was all raised to be treated like brothers and sisters. So the bond was always there. So we grew up, everybody, we all got along. We fought just like we were just talking about. We fought, arguing over who wearing somebody else's shoes, somebody's clothes, you get what I'm saying? But hey, who don't go through stuff like that? But we always kept a close bond.
Yeah.
It's just like once we started getting older, that's when I realized I was a little different than my cousins. You get my cousins and everybody else, because they was always okay with being okay, but I always wanted more. When the new Jordans came out, I wanted them. When this came out, I wanted. Even though we couldn't afford them, I always wanted it. You get what I'm saying? So like, I started cutting yards on the side, like helping people wash cars or going to the grill house, helping them do something just so I could make money.
Yeah.
So like, I always knew like I'm gonna make something happen in life. So just growing up, we gonna ride it out?
No. So even started, I'm glad. Yeah. So stop there. So no. What you're saying? So when you're saying even right there, what inspired? So because living under the same household, perspective is a big thing. If we raise on the same household by the same people, you would think that we see life the same way and we do the same things. With you being in the house with everybody else, and you saying you wanted something different, what motivated you to be that one that wanted something different? Where did that come from?
Especially being like, since I was talking about being in high school, this was a big one. When everybody used to come through, have new clothes and new shoes, and like we couldn't afford, like we had nice stuff, don't get it twisted, but we wasn't getting the Jordans or the new Nikes. We might get some old Nikes or something like Reeboks or something like that, but we ain't have necklaces or none of that. So like when everybody came up there with all that, I always knew like I want to be in a position one day to have all that.
Yeah.
Now I didn't even know, back then, even coming up, I didn't know what life was gonna throw at me. I just knew back then I just wanted more.
Yeah. Even around that time, being in there with grandma's house, what were you passionate about, I guess? So when I grew up, it was sports.
Yeah.
When I was a little, so you played football?
Football. Oh yeah. I used to tell that and see where I fell.
Whoa.
They knew, boy. Hey, you come through that hole.
So when you're young and thinking like you had league dreams at a young age?
That's every young man's dream.
Yeah.
To go to play, especially back then when I was coming up, everybody wanted to play professional football. Once you get in high school, going through middle school, there's no restrictions. If you make an F, you still can play football.
Right.
But when you get in high school, it starts going by, you gotta have a 2.0.
Right.
So life shift for a lot of people because they're used to just doing whatever in middle school, and then when they get to high school, now your grades matter, now it count. That's when they could pursue it. See, that's what that was part of my problem.
Yeah.
See, I'm not gonna say I was making straight F's or nothing like that, but I wasn't passing in every class, you get what I'm saying? So when I got to high school, now you have to maintain a 2.0.
Yeah.
So it was a little different, you get. So my freshman year, I skipped that because I didn't have the 2.0. So I came back my sophomore year, and I played, but after that, it was just football was out the window.
Yeah, man, that's crazy because one of that time, bro, it's like that. When you get that realization, man, that thing I've been thinking from since legit days, from a little one, that I'm about to go to the league, get snatched away from you, that crush people. You get what I'm saying? So once you got that realization that I'm not this football over, how did that lead you? What was in your mind at that point?
It was just like, I got to do something. So in my grandma's house, I was the youngest out of all the boys. All my big cousins was older than me, so I had a few drop out. They started selling drugs and stuff like that. So I was young, so I'm trying to be follow the leader. I jumped out in the streets. I was 16 years old. I dropped out of school. When I had came back, I knew once I dropped out, I knew that like this ain't what it is.
Yeah.
So I went back. I went back after the winter. I went back that January. It's touching, man.
Yeah, nah, I get it.
I went back that January, cause I ain't never told the story. I went back that January, like I said, I gotta finish school because I was out of school not doing nothing, you know. In the mornings, I'd be looking at the kids going to school. I'm like, what am I doing? So I went back to school, then I went through that whole summer school to catch back up so I can graduate still. I got a high school diploma. I graduated from Forest, class of 2008. After that, left for college. Still trying to figure this thing out, knowing I'm barely passing high school. Let's go try college out. Let's just
good decision.
Something got to shake right here. Yeah. I had 3 friends, all from Ocala. I called them. I say, hey, y'all, let's go to college. They're gonna be watching this too. It's crazy. I said, let's go to college. Let's just go. I say, hey, they get financial aid. And if we sign up for the apartment complex, we get a $500 gift certificate. Let's go. Let's go. So we all went up there.
What school was it?
Santa Fe.
Okay.
Santa Fe College. Santa Fe College. Yeah.
Hold on. All right.
Story get interesting.
Nah, because we're going too fast. So let's slow it down.
Hey,
all right.
You better slow me down.
Yeah, slow down.
That's your job. I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm rolling.
But listen to me. So you drop out, right?
Drop out, man.
How do we get there? You get what I'm saying? So in the point, in my brain, I grew up in the crib, moms and pops. Like, there wasn't no dropping out. How does that even work? To say I dropped out and you're not going to school.
Saying, but you said a big thing you just said, you grew up in a home with moms and pops.
Right.
Pops didn't play that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was no pops in my way.
Yeah.
There was no man to tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It got to a point, mama couldn't whoop me no more.
Yeah.
So now I'm on my own, you feel me? Yeah. Grandma out there working. That's my work ethic come from my grandma. My grandma was a custodian for probably about 30 years.
Yeah.
She worked for the school board cleaning. Like, I'd see her go to work and get off work at nighttime when we about to sleep. My mama cook. So that's how that came in.
Yeah, so talk more into that. Going more into that. Pop's not in the crib. How does that affect you? You get what I'm saying? So, and Ian, I'm gonna tell you this, and just to be real, every day, bro, we got young people coming in and out our door.
Yeah.
They ain't got pops there, and it's a void there. It's something they missing, it's something they craving. And they acting out in a certain way because of that void that's not there, or something they missing. How did that leave you?
We're getting touchy. We're getting real touchy.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting real touchy.
Yeah.
Because I'm dealing with that today still. I'm man enough to admit that.
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with that. You get what I'm saying? Like, me and my pops, we ain't always, once again, we all make decisions as men when we're younger. Some of them end up leading to prison. So my dad had to go to prison for a while, but he got out. He came, when he came around, he really didn't come around. Not when I was a baby, maybe pick me up, I used to go stay over there. That stuff I can't remember, so I can't reflect on that. Coming up, let me tell you something. Let's go for any man watching this podcast, because I'm going through a battle right now with my 4 kids. We done talked about this. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the mother, she's, women use, I don't even want to go here, but I'm going to go there. Some women use their kids as a pawn on the father. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, I ain't really been sure.
You good, bro.
Good,
Speak your
man.
truth, bro. Nah, you good. Speak your truth. So,
hey,
go ahead. No.
So,
go ahead,
so what I'm, because we just had a podcast last week, right? And it was dealing with trauma, about the young lady that was on. She was talking about childhood trauma, and she was talking. She was, from her, what she experienced. But and Jamie gave facts as far as he gave the facts behind trauma, right? Yeah. But then we started talking about. I shared my story, and I don't know how much you really look into or listen on, when we're on the podcast, or when, I try to openly share with the boys of what I experienced, what I'm saying, as far as not having my biological dad in the house, or seeing him going around him, and then he in and out of prison, and he out of my life.
Yeah.
So that there was some avenues, or there were times, and he still talk about to this day, where there were moments or times where I spaz out. When I say spaz out, I get an attitude, or I and not really understanding why I was doing it, because I was never sharing that with people. When I was young, I didn't know how to share that, that story, not having my parts in my life, my biological dad in my life. So now, and hearing your story now, and I guess because you prefaced it in high school, saying your dad wasn't there. There wasn't a man in your life, or your dad wasn't there to say, all right, hey, Durrell, this is the path you need to go on.
I got you. Let's go back to what you were saying. I'm good.
Yeah.
Let's go back to it. Like I was saying, if you got kids out there, be in your kids' life, you can feel me, especially the father. The father plays a big role whether they know it or not. Sometimes they don't even got to say nothing. It's just their presence there, let you know like certain things we do and we can't do because we don't want to get in trouble by dad. You get what I'm saying?
Right on.
Mama, she gonna baby us a little bit, but daddy gonna tell that behind up, you feel me?
Right.
So like, there was nobody to stop me from doing what I wanted to do. So once I got to that point, I started seeing, like I told you, my cousin lived with me. One dropped out, the next one dropped out, then I followed suit. I'm the only one that went back though.
Yeah.
So that's how that came into play.
Yeah. And I even want to, go ahead, bro.
So quick question. It may seem like out of place right now, but it's a point to it. So in that time period, like back in the day, when you were coming up and everything else, and you were talking about the different motivating factors that you had for your work ethic, can you pinpoint what you deem equate to success back then? Like what was success to you back then? Like if you obtained it, what would you would say like, all right, I made it, or I'm successful right now.
Back at that age?
Yeah, back at that age.
Back at that age, I didn't know. You're still trying to figure this life out thing. You know what I'm saying? I remember going to I was in 12th grade. I went to the Air Force. It was an Air Force base thing, like a little recruiting office right on the boulevard in the plaza where Staples at.
Yeah.
Went in there and sat down. My sister was going to the Air Force. I'm just tagging along. I went in there and took the test, and I passed it. The man say, "You can leave right now if you want to." I'll never forget this. I said, "I'm not finna cut my hair, man."
Yeah.
But not knowing about life, but daddy was there. Daddy would be like, "Boy, you gone. You out of there. We're going straight to the barbershop."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No questions asked. Because that would have been a good role. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm still trying to figure this out. Well, while you trying to figure this out, go to the Air Force.
Yeah.
And hopefully you haven't figured out by the time you come back.
Yeah.
So like.
That would have been success. If you would have went to the Air Force, that would have been successful.
Oh man, I tried. Let me tell you something. See, even in high school, another thing, I tried to work for, I went to Bushnell to the correction center. Tried to get a job there. But they told me you had to cut, remember I had real long dreads. They said you got to cut your hair. I said, if you tell me I'm hired first, I cut it.
Yeah. Give me the job
They
first.
let me know I'm hired, I cut them. I had too long just to be cutting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to cut my hair till you tell me, so they never hired me. Then I went down to the one, Lowell, tried to get in. I remember talking to the lady, she knew my daddy and all, so I'm thinking, I'm in here. Still didn't get hired. So this ain't for me.
Yeah.
Like I tried to, I tried positive steps before like resorting to the streets, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like.
So what job or what place would you have to be in life in order for you at that point in time, before going to the streets, for you to say, okay, now I'm successful, I'm heading in a direction that everyone would see as success?
I wasn't.
So, but you never had like a vision.
Well, I had a vision, but
like,
still, it's just.
What is that? Like,
I was just trying. Something got to shake. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Something got to shake. Something got to shake. Something got to shake. Like I was instead of trying different avenues, and it's just nothing wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew I couldn't tell you what it was, but I knew something was gonna shake.
Yeah.
And at the time, even when it started shaking, it wasn't even a line service. So I don't want to skip past this part. So. Like I said, led back to the streets, so I'm hanging around certain people who dipping and dabbing in the streets, so I get introduced to selling drugs, you get what I'm saying? So
now at that point, the drugs is success to you. That's how you gonna make it.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, now
Or was it the
because
money?
The money, the drug.
money?
Like at the point, it's just I need money. Money was a success. Money was. I didn't know how I was gonna get it. I wasn't doing no stupid stuff. I ain't finna go rob nobody or none of that there. But I gotta make some money. You know what I'm saying? So like, I started trying to resort to ways. I started linking up with people, which were the wrong people. Then I got in trouble. I'll never forget when I first went to jail behind this. Went to jail. Mama crying. My bad. I was like, man, she's like, where you start? Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you couldn't help me. I got to do something. You know what I'm saying? So, went to jail, bond out quick, turn around about a month later, go back to jail for drugs again. Like, this ain't for me. This ain't never been to jail. I bonded out so quick, too. But that second time, I can't tell you what the back of a jailhouse looked like. Never been to prison or nothing. But the second time, because it was so close, and I had a paid lawyer too. That's what people don't understand too. Sometimes even a paid lawyer don't save you. When the judge feel like you need to be taught a lesson, he gonna do that.
Yeah.
The restrictions he had for me once I got jammed up was either you take 5 years probation or take 2 years in prison. Mind you, I never been in the back of the jailhouse, so y'all want me to go straight to prison? Like, that's not an option.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, take 5 years probation. But if you get in trouble, you're gonna do more than 2 years. So that was a big, cause I did 5 years probation, at 300 community hours, had to pay fines, this, that, it was a lot. It was a big responsibility I took on, but I know I didn't want to go to jail. So that 5 years was a molding period. I had people say they can't do a year on probation, but let me tell you something, man. Them 5 years saved my life.
Yeah.
Them 5 years saved my life because that introduced me to the work for like actually having a real job. Because from there, they told me I had to have a job, and I'm like, man, I work well.
Yeah.
Like jobs don't pay enough. I started a lawn service. I ain't know how to ride no zero turn, no nothing.
Yeah.
I used to scrape up my grandma's yard trying to figure out how to cut the yards, but luckily that lawn service took off for me. Like I was big when I was doing lawn service from 2014 to 2020. Like that thing had got big for me.
Yeah.
Then this bounce house business got introduced.
The lawn was the right after the probation, so that was what you jumped in.
I had to get a job.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I just started my own business.
Yeah. So jump back into when in the streets. So what while you're in the streets, are you on some BMF stuff, or because you're saying you're getting back in jail? Is it just being around the wrong people? How you getting caught up and stuff?
Because I wasn't. It's the past, so I can talk about it. I wasn't doing no small, like no nickel and diamond. Like I was 18 with a Challenger F250. Like I was him.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like that money gets addictive too. Very addictive because it comes so fast. It comes very fast. But like I was like pushing.
Yeah.
I had got caught. I still never know this, but Sergeant J. Nix, I was coming down. This is the last time I got caught. I was just coming from Gainesville, taking care of some business at the prison. The same place I tried to work at. Man. It was crazy. Coming from Gainesville, turn on Pine, all of a sudden, unmarked and swamped me. I don't know where they came from, how they even knew what was in the car. Nobody, but hey, God does everything for a reason. Yeah. But I ended up getting jammed up right there. Car got seized, all the money. I had like $12K in cash. They took everything. It was a gun in the car, and it was drugs in the car.
Yeah.
So that right there was like.
But in the moments though, like what's like going through in your head? Is it like, dang, I gotta change, something gotta give, I gotta change? It's just like, I'm till next time. Like, what do you think about it? Because there's somebody watching this, bro.
So many people get out. So many people get out of jail. I be seeing it on mugshots all the time. Local people here in Ocala go to jail for drug charges, possession, MPV, stuff like that. Get out, turn around and do the same thing and get caught right back again. Once you keep getting caught, it ain't for you. I have never met a successful drug dealer in my life.
Yeah.
Never. Only a few get smart, invest that money and get out. But so many people get addicted to that fast cash. I was an addiction for even when I was doing lawn service, it was still craving To go, like, man, I'm sitting here cutting this yard for $25. I could have been done made $500 already by the time I was done with this yard.
Yeah.
So it's a different feeling, way different.
Yeah.
So when I asked you that question before, back in the day, you know, what did you say success was, or what did you how did you view success?
Money.
You said money. So now that you get money and everything's taking off, right, and it is fast, but you said it became an addiction. So did that money even touch the void that you were hoping that it would?
My grandma always told me this. When you work hard for it, you treat it different.
Mm-hmm.
When it come too fast, you don't care about it. You careless with it.
Right.
That was true.
Yeah.
Because when you get out there, I tell a person quick, when they have for $20, boy, you know how many slides I had to roll to get them $20? Look,
Yeah.
you know, it's different, especially when you work for something. Because especially, let's jump into this inflatable thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I started this thing with 2 inflatables, just 2. I'm up to 65 inflatables.
That's hard.
With a
Congratulations.
Like this started, so my buddy of mine called me. I was cutting yards. It was winter, starting to slow down. No grass was growing. I ain't had no contracts. So I'm stressed. I ain't let people know. I'm like, man, I gotta do something. Buddy of mine, he was cutting yards too. He called me. He said, let's go buy an inflatable. I'm like, for what? Like, what we finna do with these, man? I got 7. I'm not finna spend my money on this. He's like, bro, let's go buy them. So, all right, whatever. I met him down in Leesburg at this house to check out these inflatables. So I see a big shark one. It just looked neat. It looked heavy. I ain't got no dollar. I don't know how I'm finna make it work, but I just need to get it back home to figure this out.
Right.
Get it back to the house, blow it up. I remember cars passing by, bumping, slowing down, looking. I'm thinking to myself, I just threw a price on it. I remember putting it on Facebook. That same weekend, it rented. So I'm like, okay. Then the other one rented. Then the next thing you know, the next weekend, people talking about, you got more. They rented out already. But then I'm like, well, I'm on to something. You get what I'm saying? So kept investing. I had a situation happen in 21 from hate. I had brand new slides. I spent a lot of money on these slides. I got over 200K on my inventory.
Hold on. But before you get there, I don't want to cut you, because before you get there, because we talked then, so that was 2021. I think when I first hit you back up after.
Did that situation already happen?
No. Well, I guess it had already happened, because before, when we called you for the first time to get for you to come to our community fun day, because that's where everything started. So you think about it, because we're about to have our community fun day December 7th.
We've been rocking about 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's why I said before you go into that story, let's talk about me contacting you, because I think we contacted somebody, another company. I don't know what happened. I think the time frames didn't match up or something. So then I was like, okay, well, bet. I think I had seen your post. So you talking about posting. So I seen your post, and then that's when I hit you. But then that conversation that day, I'll never forget. I was at work in front of the warehouse, and we probably was on the phone for like 10 minutes. And I remember you telling me, because I was asking, like, bro, when you got into it, and what made you do it. So you shared some of the stories, some of the information that you just gave, as far as the judge saying, the 5 years, the 2 years or the 5 years of probation. That's when you got into it. So that time, I guess that time within, because we were talking about the build up to, I'm saying as far as the getting you back on, getting on the phone call with you, because we played ball together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So knowing that you.
We done talked about this a few times.
You feel me? To the real that used to talk trash on the football field to, I didn't know, saying, you going to, you getting in trouble. I didn't, because I went off to college, I didn't know that you.
College. You was at FAMU, weren't you?
Right. So then off to college and not knowing, not really knowing that, you were going through this process of going to prison or going to, or getting locked up and stuff like that. Being, I ain't gonna say incarcerated, but, being close to being incarcerated. I sit and think about some of the dudes. So the people that we grew up, we were just talking about some of the dudes that we, along the way. So some of the dudes, we just were talking about one of the dudes that was a good football player, and I asked you just said, what his situation right now. So as for me, when I look into all the people that we grew up with, because there's a lot of them that fell to the wayside, whether it was selling drugs or you know what I'm saying, or even losing their life. When I look at it, or when I look at you and your situation now, you know what I'm saying, the respect is there, because there are a lot of people that that didn't, they didn't overcome that, and they could have been successful people. You know what I'm saying?
People.
Right. So it is you have to be able to. How does that make you feel? Like, how does that make you feel to know that you could have been one of those statistics?
I got we talked about this yesterday. I got a picture. It's a picture from Cloud9. It's a picture with me and 3 other people in the picture. Everybody else dead in the picture but me.
Yeah.
So like, we talked about this yesterday. That's what's crazy. We was just talking. Everybody dead in the picture but me. And Pompey wasn't even in the picture. That was my right hand man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when he passed away, like, I really started questioning like purpose. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's when I started looking at life a lot different. A lot. Cause my cousin Mike, he was in the picture. All them boys.
See, but and that's the thing. So again, you say you talk about the picture. It was 4 people in the picture, and you one of them.
Yeah.
And everybody gone but you.
But me.
So you got to look at that, and if you're looking at like just being able, and that's why I got to give you your flowers of where you are at in life, because again, I talk about the story of my dad. My dad on the run right now. This man, he been in and out of prison since I was 2 years old. So there was you were able to figure it out, or you were able to, your mindset. And I was telling Jamie, like, even when we thought about, bringing you on, it's because your mindset, there are a lot of men, there are a lot of people that, even when presented with going to jail multiple times, or hey, the judge giving you got probation or you got prison, when you were able to make you were able to make a shift in your behavior, your ways, in order to be successful now.
That's the only way.
So there has to be some kind. So how do you feel? That's what I'm saying. So how do you feel to know that you are not a statistic, so to speak, because now you're on the other side, a businessman. You go from being in the streets to a businessman. How does that make you feel? And how did that come about, the mindset shift?
It's crazy because I'm a real deal loner. Like, I don't hang with people. Like, I don't, like me and you talk it up and stuff like that, but people be trying to get close to me. So like, I'm a real deal loner. So like, I don't sit, like how we talking right now, I don't publicly speak about my life. You get what I'm saying? So like, I don't have people to tell me like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't hang with nobody like, bro, you keep going this and that, whatever. I just knew, bro, there comes a time in a man, like everybody just don't get it though. Well, it's time to be a man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your foolish ways to the side. Like, you gotta start if you want something out of life, you gotta make something happen. You can't keep the same repeated pattern, cause that only leads, if you're doing something and you keep the same thing keep happening, you gotta switch the pattern up, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like me, I always just told myself, I gotta be better than yesterday. I gotta do something better than what I did yesterday. Every day I tell them all the time, you can't wake up without a plan. You gotta have a plan for that day or for whatever days, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You wake up, you ain't got no plan, you out there doing something stupid. Mm-hmm. So like, I just trained myself to stop, like, it's like really like a train thing, like, cause all the negative, you gotta untrain your thoughts and retrain them for the right things, you get what I'm saying? So I ain't too much, and once I got all that negative around me, I stopped like dealing with certain people. I had to. It's all love, but you gotta distance yourself from certain people in order to continue moving forward. Mm-hmm. Some people will hinder your blessings, you feel me? Once you realize that, you just keep moving. Right?
When we're talking about, because you got into the business side of it, I want to start. So you started on the foundation of the business, all right? So you say, homeboy hit you up and say, let's get it started, inflatable. So what was the investment, the first to get started? So you say you bought two. How much you had to spend on them two?
$700.
$700 to get started. So $700 to get started. Did you already have a $700, or how did that, you had to go scrape it up? How did that come about?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I took my line equipment and pawned it.
Okay.
I pawned it, bro.
Yeah.
And praying God that something shook when I get my line equipment back, and I never got it back.
Yeah. So 700. So it's good. It's good because there's somebody watching this, bro. This is fundamental. So 700, you had to go scrape it up to invest in yourself. Make a little. Hey, I'm trying to make it shake. You go get it. You make that investment. All right. When did you start making money? How long did it first start take you to see profit from that $700 investment that you made?
I charged $300 the first time I did my first rental. So I said, I'm trying to see my ROI. At the time, I didn't even know what ROI was. Yeah. Somebody kept talking about, what's your return on investment? I say, well, who?
Yeah.
Like, who?
Yeah.
But like, I made back my money quick, but also when I bought it was used, so it had little problems. But I'm learning as I'm renting it. You know what I'm saying? I remember on like the fourth rental, I don't know how I went to pick it up. It was a slice going all the way down. I'm like, man. So I took it to I learned about a repair shop here in Ocala. Took it up there. He charged me like $300 to fix it. Same what I made, gave it right back to him. But from there, I just seen how quick it kept coming. So like I'm not gonna lie to you, use my street sense with it. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, this money's coming fast, but it's legal. It's legal, but it's coming fast. You get what I'm saying? So I just kept buying more and more and more and more.
Yeah. So did you have a process to it? How you bought more? Is it how many events you was booked that I'm gonna get this a certain amount of income and then I'm gonna buy another one? Or it just as they came about, you was buying?
I had the buddy the same one I started business with. So I only had 2. He had way more. He had done took off. He done bought. Now he up to 20. I remember July 4th came around and all his was booked out. And I had like a couple of them. I'm like, hey, I'm finna go buy some more. And then from there, it just kept. Listen. I plan on allowing what God planned. We got plans for this, but he got plans for us for that.
Yeah.
I never would have thought, if you would have asked me when I bought them 2, if you would have asked me that I think I would be as far as I am with this balance, I would have told you no.
Yeah.
I never. If you asked me if I had a table chair, I had a gaming trailer I built from the ground up, brand new.
Yeah.
All that, I would have told you no.
That's dope, man. And booking, how you booking go? You booked out every week, or when it comes to how you the bounce house? Cause how many you say you got?
65.
So from 2 to 65, bro, that's a big deal, bro. Like, we ain't gonna make act like that ain't no big deal, bro. That's a huge deal. So congratulations to you. But even being at 65, so when it comes to how do you can't do that by yourself. So you had to build a team, build a business. How'd you go about building the people to help you?
I can't do it by myself.
All 65.
I can do it by myself.
Talk to me about it. Talk to me about it. How you do it by yourself?
See, I'm a little different. My company's a little different when it comes to operating. See, people use. I have 2 electric dollies, but I don't use electric dollies. I use a machine to roll them, flip them, lift them, all that. It's no manual labor in my business. He'll tell you we don't do no lifting unless we lifting the blowers. Yeah. We don't do no manual labor in this business whatsoever. I could put out all. The 3 of y'all can line up. Y'all can put the same amount of slides on the trailer. Y'all go out and I go out. I still beat y'all done by a long shot. Yeah. It's a technique I mastered with this business. Yeah. I can get any slide. I got 30-foot water slides I set up by myself. Them things weigh 1,000 pounds when they done. When they fill water, I can get them out of there by myself. Yeah.
How long did it take you to learn that process though? Because I'm pretty sure you ain't start with that electric thing. So
I didn't start. When I started, I didn't have a dollar. Yeah. I didn't have a dollar. Like when I tell you, I worked my way. I spent $10,000 on that machine. $10K cash. I got it off Marketplace. Yeah. So $10,000. That machine has made me over 6 figures. Well over 6 figures. Yeah. That machine. That's what's up. And it makes it life easier because this is a back-breaking business. You get what I'm saying? Personally, between me and you can't roll up a 30-foot by yourself. You can't. Yeah. I'm not even sizing you as a man. I know when they get water in them, I know what they feel like. Them things are beasts, bro. Sometimes they flip my machine. But that's what I'm trying to say. But I've learned the technique on where it takes me by myself. I don't have to have nobody go with me. Sometimes I be in the truck. Oh, and it's not even sometimes. When my other worker ties here, it be them all in one truck. I go in my truck by myself. Yeah. I'm loaded down with slides. They loaded down with slides. Oh. And I beat them down. And it's me by myself. Yeah, and that's just because electric sounds. That's innovation, man. So one thing I was thinking about too, so you did come in here with a young man today. So obviously you have young people helping you. So you got to have a heart for the youth. All my crew are youth. You. So talk about that. Why? I really don't hire grown-ups because, this is my reasoning. It's my business, so it's my reasoning. Adults, I always say this, a child is like a young tree. When the tree is young, you could bend them. But once that tree starts getting age on it, you can't bend them. That's like an adult. Once a child is young, you could train that child how you want to. But once that child starts getting older, he's like that tree that's getting older. You just can't bend them. They're stuck in their ways. So that's why I get the youth. Because some of them, I got some ones that are trouble right this minute, but hey, that's life. We all get in trouble. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nothing that we can't get through. Now, you're going to kill somebody, that's a whole different ball game. Yeah. But, other situations that happen, they're trial and error situations. You learn from them. You get what I'm saying? So that's the thing. When they come out, I always ask them, how was your day? How was your weekend? What y'all did last night? What you got planned? When you get off work, I always ask them because, I'm trying to keep them on the right track. I was telling you with Ty, I'm gonna go ahead and say his name. You know, Ty got in some trouble. We're not gonna speak on what Ty did, but Ty was one of the ones who really he's like he's right up under me. Ty can go open the warehouse up. Ty can set up slides. You know, I load the trailer. He go by himself. Ty don't need nobody. But Ty got in a little trouble. Doing something he ain't got no business. But like I told you, I'm still gonna stick by Ty because he's young.
Mm-hmm.
He still got ways. There's still room to grow for him. You get what I'm saying? Learn from this mistake. Put this in the past. Hey, I can't dwell on what I did in 2014 because if I'm still stuck on that, I can't continue to push forward and be the man I am today.
Right.
So same with them while they young. They gonna mess up, but it's up to me. I do my part. Once you leave my presence, what you do is on you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't babysit you. I'm not gonna take your hand and walk you through life. I'm gonna give you the game, what you're supposed to be told, how it's supposed to be played, and that's how we're gonna do this, you feel me? They know, let me tell you, they know what and what not to do. Just like my son, I teach him. You know what to get you in trouble and what not when you in school. So if you're gonna do something, if you know I'm gonna act up about it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Same thing with them. I ask them about their report cards, their grades. Like, they go to MTI, which is like an alternative school right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ty was in a public school. He just came back this year. So we don't know how this altercation gonna play out now that this trouble has happened. But like that's the goal, is to get these boys back on track. None of them have a vehicle. Mm-hmm. They drive my personal vehicles, my trucks. I let them take them home. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Go hang out. I got trackers on all my vehicles so I can see where you're at all times. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I let them be boys, but also I teach them responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, I let them go hang out to the park, go to the mall, go do, you know, what young boys gonna do, but just don't be out there doing nothing stupid. Right.
And even hearing that story, you can't dismiss the fact of now you gotta go back. You gotta go back to where you were at in life when you say your dad went in your life. Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10, the young man that you come in contact with, it's the same.
And he played, and you know what? He that is a big factor. Mm-hmm. Because I seen a post. He made, he went to the barber shop and he seen a dad with a son. And he said that made him feel some type of way. So I know he got issues. Mm-hmm. Like, you seen what just happened when I went to talking about that. Like, it gets personal, it gets deep, you get what I'm saying? Because sometimes it start coming. People ask you, like, how do you feel like about situations with your daddy? If I be like, man, that's whatever. But as a man, still, even as a 35-year-old man, and knowing your dad stuff, like we'll say, we ain't got no problems with each other, but knowing that the connection is not there how it's supposed to be, how a dad's supposed to be on his son. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm out here with this business here in Ocala. He don't know what, he can't tell you the first slide I got. Yeah. He can't tell you what kind of car I drive. Just being realistic about stuff, you feel me? Like, that stuff you're supposed to know with your children. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this too, bro. I was gonna go back to it. I was waiting, but since you came back, one thing we did, we had a person, like you said last week, we was talking about trauma, bro. And we all deal with trauma, but one thing in our community, the black community, we normalize a lot of BS. And again, how you feel as a grown man, it matters. You get what I'm saying? That feeling that you feel is real. You get what I'm saying? It gotta be addressed. And I'm not saying I don't know how that happens, but even going back to him, like you're saying, we grew up in the same household. We have the same dad, but his biological dad wasn't there. There was actions that he was acting out in a certain way. During the time, I just thought the Negro was crazy. So, you get what I'm saying? That's just with him. But come to figure out, doing what we do now, that was the trauma he was going through because his pops wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? What he wanted, what he was craving wasn't there. And that's how that's how his actions, led out to him lashing out in other different ways. Again, we see it every day with the people that we're doing. One thing we have to do, we have to cut the normalization of that. We have to address these things. And then address them issue, because that's the only way we can be set free. You get what I'm saying? So even with you, that's why, you know what I mean? And you could, like you say, how you got to be able to address it. Because even you can see what you're doing now with these young boys, even I'm pretty sure with your own children, bro. Like, you go so hard now because you know how it felt not to have. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So now you pushing forward because you want these young people to feel, never have to
go
feel
through
that.
what I would, exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't want them to feel this feeling, you feel me? Hey, it's better, life better than this.
Yeah. And you just gotta keep pushing. And like I say, even with your pops, you get to say, I see you say y'all good. Sometimes we expect, you get what I'm saying? So we'll set out the expectation. That's Pops, he the older one, I expect him to come make this right. You get what I'm saying? I'm his child. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes you may have to be the one, and again, I'm just talking from outside looking in, bro. I don't know the situation, but you may have to be the one to go and say, hey, bro, I'm a grown man, and I need to be set free. I'm coming to you to set myself free. You get what I'm saying? There ain't nothing to call you no bad man, but I just need to be set free of this or what I feel. Because what you just did, you not being able to talk about, that say it's something still there. You get what I'm saying? It's in there, and you got to be set free from it, bro. So this is just my encouragement to you. Sometimes, and I'm not saying this may not be, but this is my encouragement to you. You may need to be the one to make the call. Don't be afraid to make that call, bro.
Real.
If that's gonna help you, because you're setting yourself free. You get what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to make that call and make it right, or try to admit it. You get what I'm saying? To try to do that, bro. So that's just from me to you.
Not even, the second part of that is for yourself, but then again, you got these young men riding with you. I asked the same question. You know, is your dad in your life? I expected that, you know, and it's sad to say, but that's just because if it was, he wouldn't be with you. You know what I'm saying? I get exactly. So they're gonna be. He may have questions, or the young men that you come in contact with, because you do a great job. Been seeing you on the past few years. Been seeing, you know, where you always extend a hand to reach back in the community, whether people see it or not. But I've seen that, you know, on my own, where you trying to get people jobs, or, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. But they're gonna be younger men, younger than you, or that men that experience the same thing that you experience. And if you're not well enough mentally to be able to express yourself, then there's no way that we can help them. And so for me, what's therapeutic for me whenever, as far as mentoring with the boys, there are moments where, same thing. There are moments where we may be talking about something with the boys as far as their dad not been in their life, or life experience in general, where it do get touchy. I done cried in front of the boys. I mean, but that's because they got to understand that it's okay to feel how we feel, you feel me? But it's also me being able to talk to them about how I felt and how I got over. Now it's going to help them. They may not really understand it right now.
But they'll understand it later.
But later on. So and to his point, that's where I think in order for, and it's just from brother to brother, man to man, in order for you to continue to grow, there are going to be certain, like we say, keep living, because there are going to be certain things that you're going to be faced with that it may not have nothing to do with the dollar. It may not have nothing to do with a bounce house. It may all just be, you may be presented with God may present you with an obstacle as far as somebody having a mentor to another man, or a young boy to guide him. And that may be something that, again, in order for you to move forward in life, in order for you to grow your business, whatever the case may be, that may be that thing that you got to be able to handle.
Is the streets dead, bro?
Huh?
Is the streets dead?
Streets been dead.
Yeah? Why you say that, man? Because, you know, we got to educate these young folks. Why is the streets dead?
Look at mugshots, bro. Look, I wake up every day. That's my first thing. Gotta make sure none of my people ain't got in no trouble while I'm asleep. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I keep looking at everybody. Same people. The same people. It's a repeated process. You get what I'm saying? They know who got what. They know who doing what and when.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they ain't came yet, they coming.
Yeah.
Like it's pointless, man. Like to be, you just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Like I tell my sister all the time, don't get nobody who sell drugs, because he ain't gonna be around long. He ain't. Like if I would have kept staying on the track that I was on, we wouldn't be talking right now.
Yeah.
I would probably be somewhere either federal or state penitentiary, somewhere locked up. You get what I'm saying? That's the only outcome of you get killed. Somebody trying to rob you.
Yeah. What do you think about the current state of Ocala? So when I say that, the current state of Ocala, man, I get it's funny. So you get in a space to where you make change, and you grow. So for instance, with me, my situation, football, I left, went to college, got educated, but I'm back in Ocala. So I'm a part of it. I know the people. So sometimes I get on Facebook and I see stuff from people I've grown up with or went to school with, but it's like we in different mind frames. You get what I'm saying? It's like they still stuck in an old state. And it's like, dang, bro, like what's wrong with everybody? So when I look at Ocala, I'm like, man, we so far behind the 8 ball in my perspective, far just the things that's irrelevant here, the things we talk about, and the things that we glorify here. It's so far behind. I want to see it from your point of view. When you sit back and you looking at the city, what do you think about the state of Ocala?
It's funny because me and him was talking about the class reunion, and like, you know, happy to be a part of it. I'm one of the committee president for class 08, so we set up everything. You get what I'm saying? But like, it's just like you say, so many people be stuck. You got so many people who mind you know what? It's not even stuck in Ocala. It's stuck in a certain part of Ocala. Because Ocala is big, and people ain't even explored all of Ocala yet. But their mind is stuck in Ocala. Being that we was talking about how being in the house growing up, you get what I'm saying? Some people want more. Some people are okay with. Like a lot of my friends, I got a lot of friends that moved away, but a lot of them are here in Ocala. They're stuck here. Every time the club open, they're there. Every time an event's going on in Ocala, they're there. But it's never trying to outsource it, make itself bigger. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I ain't saying everybody's meant to be bigger, but you know, like, at least get on a lifestyle where you're not struggling. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. That's everywhere, but you got people who live in paycheck to paycheck, but still in the clubs. Yeah. You can't do that. That's backwards. Like, you got kids who need socks, shoes, and clothes, but you spending the last few dollars on your lashes, or you spending the last few dollars getting some rims. You know, like, people mind frames are just
out of whack. How we change that though? Because one thing we talk about, a lot of times you can talk about the issue, because people get on there and say, well, y'all talking about that, but what I'm supposed to do? You get what I'm saying? So we think about the community, because one thing my mindset, and I know for us as a team, as we're changing young people's life, we understand that they got parents. They go home to somebody every day. And if you could change a young person's life, but if the mom and the dad is still acting a certain way, then you really playing, it's really not helpful, because they're going back into that environment.
Same thing back in that environment.
So how do we get the people that may watch this, how do we get them to shift their mindsets to be able to get to maybe, you, and they not even say you, or just to get to whatever that is for them to get on the other side of where they at?
You know what's crazy? I always said this. It's certain people in Ocala who got influence on people, big influences. Like, they always listen to what they say, whether they come to their events, whatever. It's certain people who have that influence on the community, the youth.
Yeah.
The youth look up to somebody in these streets who's an adult who's doing something crazy out here. If we as like elders, adults, start addressing our youth different, hey, look here, you ain't gotta do this, you ain't gotta sell drugs, you ain't gotta crash out, you ain't gotta be dumb, you ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? As long as they keep glorifying it and making it okay, especially adults our age, making it okay, hanging out with them, talking about these YNs, this and that, instead of young men. Yeah. Y'all want to call them YNs. Y'all labeling them. Y'all putting that on them. Y'all speaking that existence over these kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It takes the same people that's talking to take y'all to start speaking up for them. Right on. Start trying to make them get on the right path. As long as you keep, and it's a world thing, because I just learned about YNs, these they call that young. You know? Yeah. But as long as you keep addressing it, those same thing you're speaking on is going to keep happening, because they're being glorified for what they're doing. So they're going to keep doing it as long as they're being glorified. Music plays a big part in it. For sure. Big part. It tells people it's okay to do this when it's not okay to do this. It tells people it's okay to be it's not okay. It's confusing. You know go with this. Yeah. It's confusing the world, man. So it's a lot that play a part in that. A lot. Yeah, how you shift your mindsets. Because, again, I want people to be able to see exactly, bro, you did it. You was in the streets. And again, you said money was what you was chasing. You was in the streets. That man sat there and said, hey, come on back, little buddy, and I'm gonna show you what you really want. And you change the situation. But still, a lot of people face that. A lot of people go in front of that judge and still go back, and they gonna be, we already know they're gonna be back. How did your mind, it was something deeper in you that shifted. What like how did you make that shift? Hey, listen, I love freedom. Yeah. You hear me? Until your freedom is stripped from you, that's a different feeling. That's basically like being a slave, and people don't understand that. Once your freedom is stripped from you, somebody telling you what to do at all times of the hour, somebody telling you when to eat, when to use the phones, when to get off the phones. What person wants to live in that type of environment? Like, I knew I had a baby already when I got arrested. I knew if I got in trouble, I'm not gonna see my child for a long time. It was the thought of another man raising my child because I'm locked up. You get what I'm saying? So it was a lot of factors with me. It didn't happen. I didn't stop selling overnight. Lord knows I did. It was a fight. Yeah. It was a battle within myself. It was a real deal battle. Like, addiction is bigger than drugs. Addiction is money, porn, all type of different things. You get what I'm saying? So that addiction was there, but I wanted more to be a better person. I wanted more to stop people from looking at me like he sell drugs, like he a bad person, like he doing this, he doing that. I got kids. Yeah. I don't want them to say your dad's always, you know what I'm saying? So like I had to change for me.
Yeah.
So it took, you know, it's funny, even after getting on probation, I still was dibbling and dabbling. Playing straddling the fence, you get what I'm saying? I was straddling the fence the first year. But I remember telling myself, even the person I used to buy from, I went to him and told him, like, bro, it's it. He said, what you mean?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, that's it. Like, I'm done with this. And he told me, I support you in everything you do. Whether it's good or bad, I'm gonna support you.
Yeah, that's dope.
And today, that same person who used to sell to me is one of them. I talked to him yesterday. I call him if I need something. We cool like that. You get what I'm saying? He respect me from the business side. Whatever he do, that's his business. But it's a respect thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll never put me in the car knowing that it's going to endanger my life and endanger everything I don't work for.
Yeah.
Because just as hard as, let me tell you something. Stuff will take years to build up, but in a second to bring it down. It will take a second to bring down everything you work for. So that's why I moved the way I moved, because I just knew, my grandma would tell you, that long night, she used to look out the back of her windows if I was in the warehouse at her house on that property on Baseline. She'd look out the window 11 o'clock at night. I'm trying to roll these slides, get them on the trailer. So she knew I was determined to make something happen.
Yeah. What grandma mean to you, man? Because I know you told me that story, man. You told me grandma, even when you was building the business, grandma let you put the slides in the backyard. And grandma with you. So talk about grandma. What grandma mean to you?
My grandma got 10 children. My grandma got 10 children. And she got, a lot of grandchildren. It's a lot of us, a lot of us. I got the close relationship when it comes to my grandma.
Yeah.
That's my grandma.
Yeah.
Like, see, I still got a room over there and got my own house.
Yeah.
That's my grandma.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't supposed to put this on the podcast. She even financed 2 more for me. She told me don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't have did that for nobody else. But for her to do that, let me know she knew I was serious about life. You get what I'm saying? That lets me know she's seen it. I got an apartment directly right behind her house. It was directly, I used to walk to her house and start going to work. And what used to get me, she had her back kitchen window, it stays closed, but I used to always look at it in the morning, waiting for it to open. Up, grandma up.
Yeah.
Grandma used to bring a plate of food out in the backyard to me. Eat. Grandma's really been grandma. There is nothing I wouldn't do for that woman.
Yeah. That's
like, I got a closer bond with her than I got with anybody. Even my mama close too, but my grandma just been there in a lot of ways for me.
Yeah. So when we think about but you, because you see grandma, the kids, there was certain stuff that you talked about on this podcast. You can see the vibrancy in your face, and you say even to just give your kids shout out. You say you got 4. You say 2 boys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out to your little ones. Even being a father, fatherhood. You get what I'm saying? How important is that to you? Because I just want people to see you, bro. You get what I'm saying? I want people to see you for who you are. What does fatherhood mean to you?
Man, listen, these kids grow so quickly. Do you hear me? Like, me and the mother of my kids had, it was a lot. I met her when I was 18. So it was a lot going on through that time. Because once again, I was in the streets at one point, you know. It was a lot of good, bad, and definitely was a lot of ugly. So like, we finally called it quits about 2 years ago. Even though I got a 1-year-old. We finally called it quits because it was a lot of back and forth, you get what I'm saying? A lot of toxic. So I made the decision to walk out. It wasn't that I turned my back on my kids, it was I walked out because it was too toxic. They was knowing me and their mom to argue 24/7 about disagreement. A disagreement led to an argument. So it got too toxic, you get what I'm saying? So I walked out. And plus I walked out because, once again, I'm gonna say this, it's not like I abandoned my children, I left the home. Because if I wouldn't have left the home, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it was always agree to disagree. I always felt some type of way, but not knowing that I'm trying to build this, I'm trying to set this foundation. That way we set, you get what I'm saying? So like, I'm working on me, because we didn't come from nothing, but I got something going that I see is gonna be something. So my days was long. I leave in the morning, I don't get home late at night. But at the time, it's just me. I didn't have no partner. I ain't had nobody working for me. So it was a lot of agreement. She didn't understand why my days was long. So we ended up separating. She didn't like that part. So like, you know, females, like I was just saying, females use the kids as a pawn. So I purposely bought this house because I was in an apartment before. I purposely bought this house so my kids have a house, not an apartment, a house to come to. Because I pay child support for all four, you know, and I pay it with ease, no problem, but life is bigger. I want my children now. You get what I'm saying? Like when I call them on birthdays and stuff like that, I don't never pop up. So like I don't be wanting no altercation. So like I just trying to keep everything peaceful, you know, no problems. So until the court play out the way it's gonna play out.
Yeah, and I want to even encourage you in that same scenario, bro. When it comes to them babies, man, you gotta do whatever it takes. I hear a lot of men, you get what I'm saying, they get in a situation, talk about the female again. I always want to say I don't know your situation, but I see a lot of men talk about the women and what they doing and what they ain't doing. I'm a strong believer because I see young people every day, bro. I see young people that they craving they father. I feel the man, you gotta do whatever it takes. I know it's gonna be some man, bro, you don't understand, bro. She doing this, she doing that. That's cool. But at the end of the day, about them babies, man, bro, we got to go to that further extent.
And a lot of men don't understand this. Florida is a man's state, but equal rights when it comes to children. The men got just as many rights as the women got. All it takes, you don't have to have a lawyer. All you gotta go to the courthouse, file for a motion for a meditation and parental rights, parental visitation. They'll set a court date, and from there, you good. Like it's not even a long process. From there, y'all come up with a parenting agreement that you both have to agree on. But like my girl don't want. I have a new friend, so she don't want to run a new friend. But that ain't got nothing to do with her. They're my children. They could be around whoever I want them to, long as they're safe.
Right.
So same route goes for her. If she got it, that's on her. Yeah. As long as they're safe, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's game. Though. I like that you say that. A real game is gay. So there's no excuse for no man.
No, there is no more. Not in Florida. Well, this law passed last year, I think. So it gave men as many rights as the women. Yeah. So there is no excuse for a man talking I can't afford a lawyer. You don't need a lawyer. You just go straight down to the courthouse. Go to the I forgot which part it is, but just file a motion for parental rights, parental visitation and meditation. Yeah. And from there, you keep moving.
Yeah. So
you got to be current on your child support, though.
Okay, you got to pay them people the bread.
Don't play with them. Slide up in there, I start taking care of them and then start paying. Don't work like that.
Yeah. So that's game, man. So all y'all watching, man, them dads out there, man, you need it. We've been talking about his story. I was saying, man, your foundation to your child's growth and to where they're going to go. So it ain't no excuse right now. He just told you, go make sure you out there making it happen, man. So I like that you said that. But I do want to turn it in because I said I want to get a people game, man. So if it's somebody right now that's thinking about it, Peezy, Bounce, and Slide. First of all, where the name come from?
Peezy, okay. I had a homeboy named Pompey who passed away in 21. Right before I started this, they passed, yeah. But right before I started this, I told him I was thinking about opening an inflatable company, and he told me to go ahead and do it. He was like, I believe in you. Then he got hit by a semi-truck a few months later. Hey. So he was called Peezy. So if everybody be thinking my name Peezy, they be like, Mr. Peezy. Like, nah, Peezy a whole different person.
Yeah. What that inspiration do for you? So that inspiration leads you. I share, so even my story, bro, I got, Fella, Queen Berry. So Fella, somebody grew up here. One of my childhood friends, you get what I'm saying, grew up in, spending summers together, sleeping in the same bed. Me and Fella really grew up. We're real tight. He lost his life in 2012. So when I was going off to school, he was going into the grade. So when I was in school in them tough moments, bro, when life was getting hard, he was my motivation. Like, I used to always think back to this fella because I was like, what I can complain for? Like, that boy gone. Like, I'm here. You get what I'm saying? So how that motivation go for you?
Yeah, it's just like, oh man. When I be feeling down sometimes, like, especially like when I get extra strength, I be feeling like it comes from him. Like, I was looking at the back of my trailer the other night. I was doing pickups, and the lights was flashing because it say Peezy's back and bounce sliding in the back of my trailer. Sometimes I get mesmerized. I be sitting there looking at my truck and trailer, be like, boy, that's all me. You know, because at that point, I didn't even have a trailer. I used my stepdad's trailer. So, but when I look at that trailer, and it's just something, that moment the other night, I felt like it was like the breeze had came through. I just felt a chill over my body, like he was with me. So like, I feel like, you know, and I be checking on his kids, buying them gifts, you get what I'm saying? So like, I don't do as much as I should. I could do better, don't get it twisted, but I'm going through my own problems as well. But I always check on them to make sure they straight. So like, but I feel like he always there with me.
Yeah, I love it. So let's get that real game, like I was saying, man. So somebody, a young boy out there watching, or anybody watching, they say, man, I need a new avenue. I'm trying to do something. They want to jump into entrepreneurship, and they may be thinking about, say, the bounce house or slide. So what's the getting? It's just finding the bounce house and buying it and doing it, or how's it about getting started?
The game is then got so, you know, I started this 4 years ago, so the game that got saturated now. So like I'm established in Ocala. I got the second biggest inventory in Ocala. And even to get where I'm at, it takes a lot of money. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not gonna say, like, I didn't come in with everything brand new. You can go buy used inflatables. Like right now it's winter. The best thing to get are dry inflatables. Everybody wanna run to a water slide.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody can't move a water slide, you get what I'm saying? You wanna start off small so you get a couple of bounce house, a couple of combos. Combos can be used wet or dry. They're popular in the winter. When they can be used wet, they turn into water slides. You get what I'm saying? So, and especially all you need is a little truck, trailer. You gotta have a truck and trailer, or you can put them on the back of your truck. But you gotta try to flip them on there, which is more work. So a trailer would be easy to flip them on. My concept when I got my first trailer, I bought a car hauler because I didn't have a dolly or none of that there, but a car hauler set low in the back. So if I could just stand it up and push it on there and push it to the front, and keep it moving on to the next one. So that was my way. That's how I started until I got big trailers, dollies, and all that.
Yeah. So that's real game. So when the money part of it. So again, I remember in the beginning there you say you had to, go pawn something to get it going. So how much do you think is the investment right now? So current day, what's the investment if I want to go get one slide right now? How much I'm gonna have to?
If you looking used, you're gonna spend about between $800 to $1,500.
Okay, and so my business, so $800 in the beginning to $1,500. All right, so if I want to set a business plan of how do I know how much I need to charge somebody? If I get one slide, how much I need to charge people when they booking me?
I charge, okay, so like for example, if I spend $3,000, this is how I do it. If I spend $3,000 on that slide, my cheapest slide I got cost me, I think my cheapest slide cost me like $1,800.
Mm-hmm.
I got in my inventory.
Yeah.
The most expensive slide I got in my inventory is over $10,000.
Okay.
So like, this game it's crazy, but now like it's even more crazy. Especially party rental business. People think of just bounce house when you think party rental is way bigger than this. It's like amusement rides. It's wedding decor. It's tents, tables, porta potties. Like party rental business is huge, very huge. Like you don't have to have a degree, but you can take classes to learn more about it. Mm-hmm. They just had an event called IAPA. It was in Orlando, the convention center. It was this past week. It was like over 1,000 vendors there. Everybody trying to sell their product. Let me tell you what happened when I first went to IAPA. I had I tell this a lot of people. I had a bill there because I had bought some stuff from IAPA. Total was like, I think it was like $3,000 to $6,000, something like that, $3,000 or $6,000, one of them, I can't remember exactly. But the people in front of me, they had bought some stuff. They said your total was $264,000 such and such cents. So the wife looked at the man and said, "Which card are we using, honey?" I looked and said, "What?" Dog, like these people just spent $264,000 in front of me for their business.
Dang.
So that lets me know right then and there, I'm just on the bounce house side of it. I got tables, chairs, tents, and all that there, but you can get so big with this because everybody have events, corporate events, school events. It's all birthday parties every freaking day.
Yeah.
So it's always parties some type of way. It's always something going on. Somebody gonna need something in the party rental business.
Yeah. So that's big. So most of you need to get into it.
But seriously, a lot of people, cause like, this is what crazy, bro. Like, okay, I get my phone, I'm putting my phone out. Like, I'm gonna say an average ticket value, and people don't understand this. Even with, the party rental. If you got a tent, let's say you got a tent, it go out twice a weekend. Hold on, you got a tent, it go out twice a weekend. You charging $300 times 2, but you times that by 4, you're making $2,400 off of a tent that's going out for $300 for that month. That's just one tent, and if it's just $300.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like if you got 5 slides, you got 5 slides, then let's say you charge $300 per slide. No, that ain't right. Hold on. 5 slides times 300.
15, shouldn't it?
But I'm trying to see if I'm doing this right. But might not be, might do. But whatever, we gonna get off this anyway. But long story short, bro, them numbers add up quick.
Yeah.
There's birthday parties every single weekend. One thing a man always told me, a woman gonna keep her grass cut and she gonna have that baby a party.
Yeah.
Okay. For real, bro. He said one thing a woman gonna do is keep her grass cut and she gonna have that baby a party.
Yeah.
And there's not been a weekend this year where we haven't rolled.
That's dope.
We roll every single. I've not taken a weekend off.
Yeah.
Cause I leave, but I come back, check on them, make sure they're doing everything right. But there has not been a weekend in the past 2 years we have took off.
That boy say, grass cut in a party. And what that boy was, that boy picked up that lawnmower and he
That's why I never sold none of my lawn equipment, because I got dump trailers. I got all everything. I got chainsaw, pole saws. I got all that because that business will always be needed. Like, hey, who's to say I might send them? I might go cut some yard. I might go cut down a tree because I got that experience. I got all the equipment needed, the skid steers to move it. So I always kept that. That's why I never sold it. That was my reason, because everybody gonna need somebody gonna need their yard cut.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Hey, if you can go back, what would you do different? If you go back to the beginning of the time, your store, if you could rewrite your store and you could just change a few things, what would you do differently when go back?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Why you say nothing?
Because first off, the income is where it's good. And plus, I get to meet new people every single weekend. I run into some good people, man. When I say some good people, man, I had one lady leave $100 up under the bounce house for a tip. You know what I'm saying? I run into some people acknowledge your hard work. Last weekend, when it was my birthday, the customer seen that it was my birthday on my Facebook page. She had me a big bottle. It was a case with a flask in it and a bottle of Crown Royal. I don't even drink it, but it's a thought that counts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You run into people who want to see you win. Majority of my customers are repeated. So that means I'm doing something right when they keep being repeated customers. I get a lot of new customers as well, but I have customers I have serviced 6 or 7 times, you get what I'm saying, who keep building their trust with my company to keep servicing their family. They tell their other family about it, so it keeps growing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change this, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
So what is so with everything being said now, with the business and your personal life and everything now, so what does success mean to you at this current stage?
See, I look at success. Success is different. It's not all about money, because you can have money and be sad.
Yeah.
You hear me? I done had money, still missing my children. You hear me? So like, it's bigger than money. It's more about if you got kids out there, get in your kids' life. You get what I'm saying? Make sure you set a solid foundation. Make sure you have something. This ain't just for me. What I'm doing, this ain't just for me. Everything I do, I pray God is going when I'm long gone. You get what I'm saying? Somebody else pick up off of what I done left off on. Because it's all like we never had a negative review, all 5-star reviews. Like, we're really doing this, you feel me? So like, I'm just trying to keep everything together, everything flowing, and keep building it. Hopefully, I always said this, I want a compound. I want a compound. I don't care nobody else's house. The houses be empty. The houses be empty, but I always wanted to say I want a family compound. Mine in the back, and then the rest of my children. Like, even if they go get their own house, they always got a house. And that's something I always said I wanted to have.
Yeah.
And see, the reason why I asked is because when we asked what you thought success was when you was younger, it was just money.
Yeah,
and we saw what that led you.
Yeah.
But when you now success, it still involves money, but it's how
you know how to move with that money.
Exactly.
Before, you just want the money.
Exactly.
You don't know how you want. You just want the money. Now you know money make the world go round. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I'm stupid about money, but you gotta have money to make things happen.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So now it's more of a more responsible adult. Like, I know what I have to do. So now I know what I want out of my money.
Yeah. Man, one key thing I was thinking too, and this is a question I'm asking you down for, but something I always wanted to do when I moved back here in 2020. I wanted to get a lot of brothers. And again, I always say, I have a passion for our people, for black people. I love everybody, but I have a passion for black people because I understand what we've been through. I understand where we at. And I know a lot of people are stuck in a certain set mindset. I always wanted to build the allegiance with black men that were on the right path, have that were trying to do something and we're trying to push our community forward. Bro was telling, he just told me that you were trying to do some business related that you put out. You were trying to get business for together. I don't know how that went, but
that was around the hurricane and accepted that messed up the building.
Okay. So mine ain't more so on it. It's more so on a more not private, but just more like intimate type situation. A couple man that's on the right path, that we understand, that's really about it.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? And you really have to prove yourself to be a part of this group.
Make a difference.
Making a difference, but we're coming together and we're building alliance with each other to be able to fit the need of our community. In the sense that if somebody come, a family may come and say, hey, we need this. Or we may say on the west side, it's a house over here. We can all put our little coins together and we can purchase this house, fix the house, put it together, and now we can put a family in. I want to do those type of things.
Hey, that's crazy you talked about it. It's definitely something we're going to have to talk about because that's something I've been thinking about on my end too. Especially, I don't know if you in the real estate. You in the real estate too?
No, bro.
Okay, I'm about to say, especially with bro being in the real estate. So like, he just got into it, but we had plans, like, man, I've been talking, like, so I got a lot of plans, like, now that I'm going to use him to make it happen. You get what I'm saying? So that maybe will be a good thing, too.
And that's how it start, bro. It start we just got to align ourselves with each other. We got to have conversations. I got to know what you got going on. You got to know what my mindset at, and we got to be able not to say it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but as long as we locked in, we like, okay, bet.
Yeah.
And we can align ourselves, you get what I'm saying, and we can exchange, we can help each other. One of our families might say, I need a party. All right, hit bro up. You get what I'm saying? Just vice versa. This how it's supposed to work. And we got to start building an alliance with people like that to be able to move it forward, bro. I got a passion for Ocala, bro. I love this city. A lot of people got different views on how they see it. And I always say there's two sides to Ocala, all right? When I left, I was on part of one side. When I left, all I seen, I ain't like the city. All the city did was took from me. I ain't really seen nothing good about the city. I come back in 2020, get on the business side, get on the other side of Ocala, and now I see it's golden. Opportunity is all I see.
Never left, man, because there's so much opportunity.
That's all I see.
And it's only growing, bro.
It
grew like, because I realize I cover so many different areas, so I see the growth growing, the building, like it's crazy.
Yeah. So it's time to make a change, bro. So we'll talk about it. We definitely want to get that, man. But again, just to wrap it up, man, as we close it, man, I just want to give you flowers, bro. I salute you for being able to be in that situation, being early on, thinking street life, and turning it around to be the businessman you is. It's important. That people see you. It's important that people understand your story. That's why you're here today, because people have to know it's a way out. You get what I'm saying? No matter what you're going through, no matter what you think about yourself, it's important that you're here. You get what I'm saying? That they can be able to see it. And even what you're doing, I love that you brought, my little man. What's your name? Go ahead, sir. I put your Quay. You got Quay with you today. I love seeing you having, young man.
You gotta
like
go to work right after this.
You gotta go to work. That's big, man, and that means a lot. That's what we need. We can get. I always said, man, I put a post up. I said that every man should hold himself responsible. Think about this, if every man in our community held himself responsible for one young man that's not his own, and that's not your biological kid, he just not what you doing right here today. How much better will it be?
The world would be a better place, bro. Ocala would be a better place. And it's enough men to do that.
Just one.
Some of them scared of responsibility, man.
Yeah. And they don't take care of their own kids.
It don't require much, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? People always ask me, cause like how y'all thought that was my son. Everybody asked me, even my driver, they asked, these your kids? Like, yeah, these my kids.
Yeah.
I might well be the dad. I'm teaching them right and wrong. You feel me? But I try to keep them boys.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't a daddy, but I act like I don't act like it, but I treat them like they're my kids. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
I call them out on their BS. I call them out. They get in trouble if they doing something at home out of here, but their mama done call me and let me know something. I'm on them.
Yeah.
Like, and they know what time it is.
Yeah. Now that's love, man. Keep going. So for me, bro, big salute. And like I say, we're gonna figure out to keep working to make something happen. Y'all got anything fun for we spend?
Nah, bro, you don't know, bro. I call you.
Nah, but yeah, for real, salute you with all that you're doing, where you came from, especially because you have a lot of people that they gave up, long before that breakthrough hit. So hopefully your story can keep them encouraged.
I had an officer, I serviced his house about 2 weeks ago. He's from New York. And he was showing me his picture. He was asking about the bounce house business. So he's showing me pictures when he was younger, like with the do-rags of blood. And he was like, I had to escape New York to get where I'm at today. And he was like, I salute you because you escape where you were from and you're still here making a difference.
Yeah.
So, you know, that made a lot of sense to me too, because I'm from here, you get what I'm saying? That's where it started at, but I still got out of it in the same place and still making things happen.
Yeah. It's beautiful, man. So what we're gonna do, man, we're gonna do something cool. Make sure you watch it right, man. Like, subscribe, and comment. Before we spin off, we're gonna start doing a new little segment, man. So the first one, is Durrell here. He here for the first segment. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open up the audience. We got a couple people in the back, but they're gonna be able to come and say some questions. So once they say their questions, we're gonna read them, and we're gonna try to do this quick. I know we've been long already, but if KJ, you want to spin your question first? If you actually come up, KJ, I know Rory probably can't, but KJ, come a little closer so we make it hear. The mics may pick your question up, or I'll repeat it. But we got KJ. What you got for? What's your question?
First off, congrats on all your accomplishments.
Appreciate it.
Second, what's something that Granny told you growing up that has resonated with you throughout your whole life?
Yeah, so I'm gonna repeat his question. His question was, what is something that Granny told him that resonated with him throughout his whole life?
Man, Granny stayed on me about a lot of stuff, man. You know what she always told me? Watch the friends you keep. That was one of the biggest ones. You know, back then, I didn't understand what she was talking about, but she had her reasons for that, and it was plain. Once I got older and started realizing, she seen what everybody ain't have the best interest for me. You know, some people were just along for the ride, trying to see what they can get out of it. Then they go on about their way. So even in life now, that's still, you got to watch people you bring around you, because everybody don't want your best interest. Yeah. Some people are trying to latch on to you just to try to make something happen, get something out of it, and don't have the best interest for you. So that's definitely one of the biggest ones.
Okay, bro Rory, we're gonna have bro Rory. He got the next one. We're gonna have you spin off, or what you think is your question.
All right. Good evening. I applaud you for what you're doing. Big time. I already told you that a lot of what you've been through, I dealt with it as well. So I know me growing up, I didn't have that father figure. I saw everybody else around me who had that father, and I yearned for that. So my question to you is, growing up, especially in high school, do you feel like if you had like a cut different, or like how you're mentoring the boys that you work with, do you feel like if you had that in high school, do you feel that you would have went in a different direction? I love what you're doing now, and obviously your journey got you to where you are. But do you feel things would have been different?
Oh, man.
Hold on, let me put that back. So that was another great question. He said, what Rory said was, if Durrell had what cut different, so what we do today, if he had cut different when he was in high school, would that have deterred him, and would that have led him into another path than the one he went down?
Oh man, if they had something like this when I was coming up, man, a lot of youth would be different. A lot, because once again, even at my time, people was coming up with absent fathers, you get what I'm saying? So if I was easily influenced to sell drugs back then, I would have been easily influenced to be successful. Right on. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people are easily influenced, but they don't have that right people around them to keep them going on the right track. You got people who they got people around them who don't care. That's another thing when I say watch the company you keep. So, you got to keep people around you who going to do right by you.
Right now, man, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment in on December the 7th. So on the Thursday, you'll be hearing this. On Saturday, so you'll be hearing this December the 5th. On December the 7th, our 5th annual Community Fun Day. Make sure you be there. Peezy Bounce House and Slide be there. I think we'll have 2 slides out.
Oh, yeah.
And we just talked about a Ralph item that we're going to do, so be on the lookout on that. We'll put that on our socials about the Ralph item. But again, a good time for the community to come out for a day filled with fun and unity, man. So again, free food, vendors, we'll have food trucks, playing kickball, have basketball, all types of things for the whole family and for the kids as well, man. So make sure y'all come out and support that day. So December the 7th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., man. We'd love to see y'all there. But how we going to spend it off, bro, man? This your camera right here. I just need you to look in the camera, man. However you see fit. If it's motivation, inspiration, whatever you want to give the people to end this podcast, man, it's on you to just give your word. Move however God leads you, man. It's on you.
Hey, listen, man. Definitely keep God first in everything you do. And it's okay to mess up. That's what trial and error is for, but you don't stay in that same position. You learn from your mistakes and you keep moving. And also, always remember, keep living.
Keep living.
Keep living.
I love that. Hey, make sure y'all keep living, man. But until next time, we'll see y'all, though.